Hi, blessings, everyone. It's I'm just checking time here. It's 3:40 Tuesday morning, 4th of September 2018. That's me reading it from the computer. I wanted to speak about being self-realized and also living multi-dimensional. Sorry, I'm just checking this. Living a multi-dimensional life and self-realization, where they intertwine for me. In 1995, I had this massive awakening, which just changed everything. I hadn't a clue what was going on any level. I was just really living it. And my life opened up literally overnight. It was a very physical process for me as well. And at that point, I really didn't know anything about healing at a conscious level, although, as it turned out, I actually did know everything that I needed to know. But again, that was a process for me. As I went through this awakening, I was literally going through a screen. And now this was all just happening. There wasn't any sense of me choosing this or having chosen it. It was something that was on the move, and I was moving through this multi-screen, what felt like a multi-screen movie. So when I closed my eyes, there was a huge screen that appeared, and I was disappearing through this screen. A very strong feeling of physical death and fear there, where I was afraid of the experience, particularly in the body. So as I was moving through different dimensions and experiencing this journey that I was on, I was being brought back into the body by the light. Archangel Michael was with me at that time as well, and I had lots of connections with the mother, and which was all intertwined, you might say. So when I was coming back into the body and coming back into this dimension, I was experiencing Archangel Michael by my side, and this connection with the mother energy. It was all-consuming. I'm trying to find words for this. And it was literally just swallowing me up. In reality, I wasn't existing anymore as the person that I had been. That person had gone. And in its place, there was a sense of different dimensions. as I was walking through these different dimensions each day, as this process was happening, I was literally experiencing the earth and this evolution that we're going through in consciousness at that time. Lots of visions and being shown the future through symbolism. And everyday life was don't know if I can find words for this. I was having to find a way to live through these reality shifts and also my everyday existence. So at that time, I was working full time in an imported gallery where they sold all these amazing imported goods from Bali and all these exotic places that I have a very strong connection with. And I was working through my days on a physical level and obviously earning money there to support myself. And I had 2 children at that time who were young. And also being able to integrate the energies, I guess, into my being as I walked through these realities. At that time also, I was given this gift of sound that comes through me, and I was really aligned and given this source of deep unity that was coming through. So this energy was coming through the crown chakra and entering into the heart, and I was being surrounded by harmonics and angels, and it was really, really powerful. As the heart opened up, there was a huge release and lots of movement in the body and lots of tears, of course. And this was happening as part of my awakening process, which was ongoing. So that would happen when I came home, and overnight or early hours of the morning, I would be in a space where I was being fully connected in with the light. I started writing also, and I was given this gift of being able to literally write through my fingertips without any thought, just a clear connection, which I still have to this day, and it's amazing. It wasn't until it was a few years before I became aware of the term self-realization. And self-realization was literally what had been happening to me in terms of me being able to be fully realized as this multidimensional soul. The weeks and the months following the awakening and this movement through different dimensions that I speak about was ongoing. And I had people coming to me that were literally just finding me, and I was channeling healing energy. and really had a very clear connection there, and was having amazing results with being able to clear any blockages in the physical body, and also raising the vibration of the person into into the light of themselves, to allow them to be free of any physical pain. And this very simple and easy flow of energy that I already knew. And it was amazing. And it is amazing, as I still use it. Over the years, since my awakening, I've been working with people who do just find me. Advertising and doing the usual stuff doesn't really work for me, although I do have a presence on the internet. And I was offered some writing for a newspaper and a magazine, and so my writing was just flowing out there and being published without me having to do anything, and it was beautiful. I also wrote Healing from the Heart in 1997, which I knew needed to be published, not really being aware at that point of the future in terms of the earth and this shift that we're now experiencing. So it was really, in terms of earth time, I would say that I was plugged in around 20 years or so in advance of the present day situation that we're living in. I became very open in terms of being able to read into the future, and also all these amazing energies that came through, where my energy changed, my body expanded, and I became very much this woman that I am now, and which I hadn't been prior to that. So really, any male energy that was being held there was released over a short period of time, I would say. Certainly by 1997, I was very much plugged in to Mother Earth in a way that I hadn't been before. Really feeling her emotions and her pain, and very much wanting to create something from this gift that was coming through. The sounds of nature, where the trees were literally, they were soothing me, and they were answering any questions that I had through movement. And I dance, which of course is is par for the course, and I've always been a dancer. So I was using sound healing and movement, and really feeling the energy from Mother Earth coming through the body, and feeling this deep, deep, deep connection in with nature and the natural world. And it was extremely powerful. In 1997, I moved into a really beautiful space. It came to me also through someone that I connected with, and it had lots of trees around it, and it was very quiet, and very harmonious and peaceful. And it was a beautiful space, and I spent lots of time there, connecting in with, again, with Mother Earth and bringing nature into my space. And I was creating sculptures from the plants and parts of the earth that I was just intuitively being drawn into. And again, it was a deep connection. Also, at that point, my daughter was experiencing a deep change in her body as she was becoming a woman. And we decided to take the steps to release any education that she was in and have her at home and allow her to grow through her creativity and her own healing abilities. And we meditated together, and I worked on her energy, bringing her into her feminine source, allowing the body to be fluid and flow, and allowing her womb to really connect in with Mother Earth. It's a beautiful time. We spent lots of time in art galleries, which are around in Edinburgh. There's many big galleries here. And we spent our days just really flowing and being able to allow her growth there. And she was able to really grow in a way that she wouldn't have had the opportunity to do if I hadn't taken the steps. It took courage for me to do this. I had been, as a person, I had been brought into the world through a very authoritarian energy. There was lots of authority around me, and because my family was connected with the forces, with the police, and I lived in accommodation that was connected with that, and was always like living in a protected house within a community. And I guess that really says a lot about my life at the present time as well. Is I'm an anchor for energy and a gatekeeper, and I also the realization that that's something that I inherited, and was really guided into that and shown the example of that throughout my early years. But going back to the time with my daughter Amy, there was a beautiful energy that was guiding me to just really step in there and say, no, this has got to stop. We're not having any controlling influences. Her guidance has to come from inside. And it was at that point that she was able to really come fully into alignment with who she truly is. And she's an amazing soul. And I have a strong sister connection with her. And very much live that energy with her, where I accept her fully for who she is and allow her to be free. And because this was a period where I was really being guided to free her up and allow her to find her own gifts. So she started painting, and we did Tai Chi together. I was training in Tai Chi, and she became part of that. We did yoga. We did lots of exploration of the arts, and we did lots of healing together. And as I said, it was a beautiful time. There's a connection there with the feminine, of course, because at this point I was writing Healing from the Heart, and I wasn't aware so much until the book came through that I had been, excuse me, very much connected in with the feminine and the feminine divine. And in 1997, Diana, Princess Diana, this Queen of Hearts, went through this what appeared to be a very traumatic event. As she was released from the physical body, it was all interconnected with my own experience. And I was very strong through observing and watching this process. People were falling apart. It was amazing. I went we have a big cathedral in Edinburgh called St Giles, and it's on the Royal Mile, which is like the oldest part of the city. And I went in there after the news of her death. And there was candles being lit, people out, really outwardly weeping as their hearts were opening. And I was able to observe and watch that and feel into that and sense what was happening for, the journey of this amazing soul who had really brought a very strong message of freedom through her connection with the royal family in the UK. Also feeling extremely protective towards her, of course, and my own feelings about that, and what had actually happened that was coming through. So the space of self-realization within the context of this is interesting, because I am self-realized, and I'm continually moving into a deeper aspect of myself at the present time. And I would say the past 7 years has not been easy physically for me, because my body is taking in the light codes and the light, and the crystalline energy is very powerful as it's moving through. And my body is, and particularly the spine, is really being consumed with light each day and overnight. And I'm really feeling this place of anchoring there, which I'm very thankful for, where I'm able to go through these processes. And when I awaken, I'm in a lot of pain sometimes, physically, because the body is doing its thing as I go through the dream state, and the space of illumination that comes with that is actually connected with the physical experience that I'm having in the physical world. The density that we're dealing with at the present time, which is our connection in with the lower chakras, that is extremely powerful. I haven't been able to dance freely for, probably around 6 or 7 years. And I literally have, I would say I've stopped dancing. My body went into some kind of frozen process over a number of years, where I literally just had to take care of myself, and I'm still doing that. Whatever I'm consuming is changing, and I'm vegan nowadays, but doing lots of fasting and really feeling into the spaces and the places that need to be fed the flow of life, and the resistance there in the body, because the body is very hungry. There's a hunger coming through. It's got really doesn't have anything to do with food, but there is an energy there that's saying that it wants to be fed. And I've gone into the old patterns connected with that, and I lived very much in my early years with the opposite of what I felt I needed, which was enforced, and that's okay, because I realise that that's finished with and gone. I'm in control now, and there's a sense of really feeling into the density through the root chakra, the sacral. The womb is changing as we go through these energies. The womb's expanding, and this connection in with Mother Earth is deepening in. With the heart of Gaia. So we have this very deep sensitivity as women as we move through these processes. There is an art in living a self-realized existence, and also being very connected in with this woman that I am. And feminine spirituality is very unique, and also it's a journey for women that it cannot be it cannot be supported through any external beliefs. It's something that she has inside her, which is a great gift, where she needs to explore herself, really meditate, go into the wisdom of the body and the wisdom of this higher dimension that is the higher self, and also this connection with source, and is a continual workout for me. And particularly living in the culture that I'm living in has been very difficult for me, because I've experienced a lot of masculine intrusion throughout my life into my sacred feminine. There's been a real sense of control coming in that keeps interrupting my path. And I experienced it again recently when I had to move. I had a space where it was a really beautiful, organic, and a very old space. I have a passion, of course, for architecture and these ancient sources, and I love old buildings and old stone. It speaks to me very loudly. Places of prayer. and anything connected in with the divine is, it feels like it's necessary for me to connect in with that. I need to be around this energy, and it needs to be really in my heart to allow me to live in a space where I can fully open up this feminine divine source and create the beauty in my space through my own gifts, which is my birthright. But I had been having problems. I haven't been able to own my own property since 1988, when I lost my home, which was a very large home that had been bought and was mortgaged. But it was a place where I needed to create, and it was a place for the future generations. And I had children coming in there as well, as I had created a space for the kids in the area to come in and stay through the daytime. So I had this little daycare facility there, and losing that space I haven't had any grounding since then. Really, I've been moving in and out of rented accommodation. Living with other people's energy is really not good. I've been praying and asking and meditating, strengthening my energy, and as I said, the space that I just moved out of, I was there for 11 years, which is a record, and I was really feeling that I was going to be there permanently, because I need a permanent grounded space to ground all this energy. But I had been having interference there for a number of years from the management, and I guess it wasn't any surprise that I had to move. But I had been really hoping that I was going to be able to stay. I had people staying with me from all over the globe, and people from different cultures, and people coming in and meditating with me. I was doing healings and really sharing with this unity that we live in as a global family, and as everyone is family to me. So it's really been difficult for me to move out of that space. I'm still dealing with it, and my body is still releasing and clearing. But there's a sense of freedom that comes with being self-realized that is an amazing gift, and allows me to overcome these battles, this warrior inside me, this spiritual warrior who feels as if she's always fighting for the rights of humanity and for the good and for the light to really bless all these systems that are in place that are, they're changing at the present time. I just keep asking for things to get easier for us all. Money is a big issue for me. I really haven't had a flow of money since 1988, 89, when I came out of the partnership that I was in at that time. And I lost the house, and everything went at that time. And I went on a journey with my children, and they were really part of the awakening process, where I was able to guide them, and I became a mentor for them, and was able to teach them to ground, to meditate, to come into their own inner space, their own self-realized state, to find themselves without me, to be free, to use their gifts, to find the healer inside, which they both have, and allow this energy that guides them to fully be opened, and their own strength there, which is amazing. So, as a source of energy and being a woman and a healer, the children and the birthing process of giving birth to them, I've had to work through that and release that as well, as I release them into their own freedom and their own lives, which they're creating. And it's both beautiful and agonizing at the same time. I can't be, how can I put this? I can't be part of their lives and their freedom. It's just not possible. And I'm very happy that I'm able to fully realize that. I live in a community in Edinburgh that there's lots of families here, and I love multicultural energy, particularly the continents. And this area that I'm living in at the present time is there's lots of African children that I'm meeting, and African families on the street. It's beautiful. Also finding, the tribal connection. I've been working with this area in terms of really connecting in with the energy for quite a while, and there's a flow in this area. I feel as if I'm miles away from the city centre, which I'm not actually. It's only like a 10-minute journey into the city. If I was to go by public transport, I can walk in about 30 minutes, which I haven't done. I'm being here and I'm healing and resting and going through these crystalline processes and hoping that my writing is going to open up again. It is there always, but I'm getting bombarded with so much energy coming in that I'm finding that I'm not really able to write for any length of time. I have started writing and healing The Healing Child, which is a book about the new children and about the timing of the new energies coming in, and really the gifts of these kids and their need to be free. It's a book of guidance for the kids and their parents to know that it's okay to just allow the children to be themselves. And also, I'm a big advocate for homeschooling or home education, whatever you want to call it. Take charge is the way that I would deal with it, is really take charge of these new children coming in and allow them to find their own path within themselves. It's already there, but they need to know and be confident with who they are. So there's a need for this vibration that they carry to be allowed to be fully united with Source and with the divine, allowing them to really live through their higher selves and be fully connected and with Mother Earth. There's amazing energy coming through there to guide me. I have always wanted to have a massive property, and I'm saying massive, where I can create my own world. And I would have a school there for these kids as part of that. When I say a school, I mean there would be a space there for them to come in. And they would be taught how to meditate and how to connect with their creativity and their natural flow of life, the harmony inside and the trust there of connecting in with the earth and really enjoying being being part of this time that we're living in. I'm using the word time again, but it's an evolving experience that we're having as a human race. There is no age. There's nothing there connected in with the body in terms of what they call age. I don't even like saying the word. Time is, and the timeless factor, the eternal, the infinite, is really who we are. We grow through our lives. We don't have any sense of change actually happening in terms of what they call age. It's a weird one for me. It's not something that I connect with, and it's my journey there, and the conditioning that is around and the surroundings around me, and the culture as well, and this need to really open up more and find that space. So send me lots of energy if you're listening to this, for me to find the space there for me to create this amazing healing home and allow everyone to come and visit and stay with me, and have a space there for the new Earth children to create maybe a village I'm building. It feels more like that. That's interesting. I don't really want to be in the UK. I find the UK extremely difficult, and you can hear it in my voice. The consciousness here has been very difficult for me in terms of it's very mental and intellect. I've had to let go of the need to understand things in terms of the intellect and allow life to really live through me and to flow through me. And I'm continually working with that. It's exhausting when I feel it around me and in my surroundings. And my conditioning, of course, has been this also. And coming across people who like to talk about spirituality, but they're in their heads, is really not my bag. Heart connections. I really would love to live in a culture where I could be surrounded by people and individuals who are living from their hearts, and where I can really feel part of the community there and offer my gifts and really be settled in a way that I'm not at the present time. I need some exotic energy in my life. It saddens me that I meet people from exotic cultures who are living in Edinburgh and who have not been able to hold on to their authenticity. and their origins have become westernized. It really goes against the grain for me, because the authentic is everything to me. And I feel also the need to live through the colourful aspect of the soul, and really enjoy being with others that I can dance with and sing and really express my own inner joy and feel the opening there on a daily basis. I have a picture of always of being on a beach with an ocean which is translucent and clear, and it's very warm, and there are dolphins around in the waters who are my family as well, and my friends, and I'm able to really meditate on the beach. There's a circle there. If you want to join the circle, come in. And I'm really feeling into that right now as I'm talking. There's a circle of soul, and all these beautiful souls from different cultures that we're connecting on the earth there. There's lots of coconut trees, and this feeling of the exotic there. We're sitting in a circle around a little fire, or some kind of symbol of the fire. It may be candles that are lit on the sand, and we're really opening up into the heart of ourselves. So I'm just going to continue with a meditation, and then I'll finish. So if you'd like to come into this circle that I'm speaking of, we're really connecting in with the ocean and this amazing feeling of expansion on this beach here. There's lots of sand under our feet and where we're seated. And the center of the circle has, I'm seeing lots of flowers there. They're dropping in, lots of beautiful colors there. They are also on an inner circle. So the inner circle is lots of bright colors, yellows, golden colors, pink, fuchsia, violets. They're creating a circle within the circle. And within this circle, there is a sense of being. So we're just connecting in with this inner circle of life and our own inner selves, and feeling the fullness of life as we unify as one source within this beautiful connection with the globe, and being together as one family. There's a sense of deep unity and love there as we embrace each other through our energy and through our hearts, and really feeling into the grace of life, our divine source, and the beauty of who we are as one source of love. Beautiful. And to finish, I'm just going to do some sound. So blessings, brothers and sisters from around the globe. May we meet in the circle of Mother Earth on this amazing expansion of energy on this beach, and these amazing waters that are flowing in early morning, 5 a.m., and where we can really ground our day and experience this love that, I was going to say, that binds us, it bonds us together as one source. So namaste, and have a beautiful day, and I'll speak to you soon. Namaste.